Hey guys, this is Art. Welcome back to the channel. So today in the shop we have a 2008 GMC Yukon. It's the XL. It's a big suburban edition. Customer complaint on this one was he's got no cruise control. At one time he did have a check engine light. He did scan it. He did write it down. Check engine light was a P0724 code. If you break that code down, it is a brake switch circuit high voltage. We're talking to him on the phone. I just real quickly asked him, does he know if he has brake lights? When he pushes on the brake, does brake lights turn on? He says yes, that they did. I said, well, you got to bring it down. Let me take a look at it. Let me see what's going to take to fix this P0724 code. So I figured I'd get the scanner. I got a wiring diagram. Let's see what we can find. So let's go. All right, so we're inside here. I did check this. I don't have a check engine light currently right now. Again, the codes were erased. Okay, so no dinging. So what I did, I went ahead and got the launch out, and so we're gonna go through here and we're gonna see where the transmission obviously sees something wrong, and the cruise control light lights up, but I guess he says when he goes to set it, nothing happens. It doesn't hold the speed. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna pop in here to the EBCM, electronic brake control module, see if there's any codes, which I don't think there are. So I got no codes. Hopefully you guys can see that because of the glare or not. So get a little closer. And then what we'll do is we'll try to pull up some data stream, and then we'll just see battery voltage, brake position signal, and then we'll see. I think that's it for the actual brake pedal. So if we come onto here, so battery voltage is 10 volts, I think, because the lights are on. So brake pedal position signal. So right now the brake pedal is released, and I go to push it, and I get an applied signal, so it changes. I go to release it, and it goes to release. So obviously the EBCM, the electronic brake control module, is looking at the brake signal. So obviously that's not a issue. And I know I do got brake lights, so I went ahead and printed up some flow charts or service data. So this time right here, the P0724 code is our brake switch circuit high voltage. It kind of goes through here and tells you what's checked for. I did also find a picture of the connector, because obviously we're going to go down to this connector and make sure we got powers and grounds and stuff like that. Make sure that we're all good there too. So we're going to check for that. So we're going to go through it and check the actual connector to the actual brake switch. So let's go down there. Well, first of all, here, so if you see here is the brake switch. So it looks like here we got 4 wires. So if you look here on this pink wire, it says this thing goes to a fuse, ignition fuse, fuse 43. Like, what I always like to do is make sure that this fuse is good. I'm assuming the fuse is good because the brake control module reads it, but I have to make sure. You know, obviously you want to make sure. Blue wire kind of comes up over here, plugs back in to the under hood fuse block. And if you read here, it says transmission systems. So I wonder if we can pull up the transmission control module and see if we can see like a brake input or something from there. And obviously because of the trailer brakes, and this truck does have trailer brakes and stuff like that. And then the other signal, the orange with white, is another 12-volt reference. And then the looks like a purple wire is your contact signal. So, and I'm assuming there's a dual switch inside. If you can see that, let me get that closer. There's a dual switch inside of this brake switch. when you hit this brake switch, it's going to move both of these basically arrows. It's going to click them closed. And so I'm assuming that this orange with the purple is going to your body control module, which is going to be your brakes, your brake lights. And I'm assuming this blue wire is going to come over and go to your transmission, and I think that's where your cruise control commands are sent. So we have two powers that we have to check. So let's go down there and check. Okay, so the brake switch is right here. You guys can see this. You know, let me move this. This just comes off and moves out of the way. Okay, here we go. So that's your brake switch there. There's our connector with our 4 wires. So let's make sure we have power. The pink wire, again, is the one that comes from the fuse underneath the fuse box, underneath the hood. So that one's got power. So we're good there. And then the orange wire with the white stripe, that one should have power. So we got power there. And then, you know what, I looked a little bit closer at this wiring diagram. And you can see here, so here's my orange with white. I have power there, and here's my pink wire coming from the actual fuse. I have power there. This purple wire should have power also, because it's going through the switch, and then when you push the brakes, the switch comes off, and it just kind of goes over to another contact which doesn't control anything. So I should have power there, and then without the brakes being pressed, I should not have power here at this blue and white wire. I should have 3 powers and then 1 that doesn't have anything. So the purple wire is the one that goes to the computer, to the body control module, should have power. And that one should go away once you push the brakes. So there you go. Goes there, goes there. And the blue wire should have nothing. And the blue wire, you can see how we have power. So that is a problem right there. So that doesn't matter if we push the brakes or not, I should not have power there. And remember guys, that blue wire is going as a signal to the transmission. So when I was just from real quick looking at the wire diagram and the way these wires are working out, so what's going on is I think the reason why the transmission is not working. Let me bring it back up on top. So the reason why I think the transmission is not working is because that's getting a signal that you're pressing on the brakes, and the transmission seeing that and it says, nope, I'm not gonna set the cruise control. So I think right here, if we go back and we go to transmission control module, and let's go to data stream, and we'll look at transmission data and look at brake switch. I think that's all we're going to be looking at. So we go here, and that's going to say applied or on, or it's going to say something. So there you go. So it says brake switch applied. There should be nothing. I bet you if we disconnect that, it should go to release. So we disconnected it and it goes to release. So our problem on this one is the brake switch is bad. So simple enough. We'll go ahead and swap it out. So hopefully you guys understand that we had power on that blue wire and there should have been no power there according to the wire diagram. So I went ahead and got a new brake switch. I'm gonna go ahead and pop this one in there. This is actually pretty easy to put in, so let's show you guys. Alright, so we're gonna get a little 10mm. See, we already got it unplugged. So 10mm is gonna come through. I just stab myself with my test light. I'm gonna take this one off. So this little 10mm is just like a security bolt to keep this brake clip from coming off. Usually they don't come off, but so it's like a little lift and pull type deal. So your little brake spring comes off, and then this should just come off with your brake rod. Hopefully, there it goes. And there you go. And the way it works is, the way a brake switch works is that little white button in there. I'm all tangled up here. That little white button in there, that's what gets pressed when you press on the brake. This little flat spot sits right up in here, and that's what gets pressed. And we can take this thing apart and see if we see anything wrong in it. So we're gonna put the new switch in. Okay. Whoops. We'll put our little brake clip back in. Snaps in. Put our security bolt back on. Again, it doesn't got to be tight. It's just a little bolt that just sits in there. Keeps the spring from flying out of there, which I'm sure never happens. There we go. Okay. Now we got that thing plugged in. Or now we gotta get it plugged in. And let's recheck our wires. So pink wire. I'll turn the key back on. Come on, key. Alright, with our key back on, we'll recheck our wires again. So pink wire, power. Orange and white, power. Purple, power. Now blue should not have power. So blue does not have power. Push the brake, power. Let go. So that is a confirmed fix right there. Let's make sure the TCM reads that same thing. We'll put this thing back on. Okay, we got that. Alright, our battery got a little low there, so I had to hook up the battery charger for this thing. Alright, so let's go back here. We'll go to transmission data. Okay, so here we go. So we're back on it again. So we're going to look at the brake switch, and it should say released. So there's my released signal. If I push on the brake, she'll go to apply, let go of the brake, release. So there we go. So that should take care of his cruise control problem. I have to go take it for a drive, make sure that's it. But I'm pretty sure that's what's gonna fix it. So let's go take it for a drive. So coming back out here on the main road, you can kind of bring it up to speed and see if the cruise control works. Come down here. So cruise control is on now. You saw a little green light turn on, so everything is working. The car's holding it. If I hit the button to go faster, RPM is going to rise. There it goes. Going a little faster. We're good to go. Come over here and turn around. Let's go back to the shop now. Alright guys, so we're back at the shop. So we're all done, everything is fixed. I'm sure the customer is going to be happy. So that's how you find and fix a P0724 code. again, a brake switch circuit high voltage. Reason why the cruise control did not work was because it was getting a erroneous signal, a wrong signal from the brake switch, or stoplight switch, sometimes they might call it, and then it wasn't allowing the cruise control to kick in. So once we found that and identified that, everything worked great. So again, this is a 2008 GMC Yukon XL, 244,881. It's got a lot of miles on this thing. Guy takes pretty good care of it. Hopefully you guys liked this video. Hopefully you guys learned something from it. Please click the subscribe and thumbs up, and please leave a comment down below. Remember guys, you keep breaking it, I'll keep fixing it. Thanks for watching. Catch you next time.